In this video, I'm going to explain why being overweight is not all your fault. I'm diving into the science behind food, weight gain, and weight loss. Once you understand why it is so easy for people to gain weight and why it's so hard for folks to lose weight, you will be better equipped to lose the weight yourself, get into your right-sized body, and then to keep it off for good. According to the CDC, 70% of Americans are overweight and or obese, and 1 in 5 deaths are related to being overweight or obese. How did we get here? And is this our fault? The answer is no. There are a few big reasons why so many people struggle with gaining weight, and by understanding these factors, we can take steps towards reversing them. Let's get right to it. The first reason why being overweight is not all your fault is because modern living affects our willpower and decision-making ability. Willpower is a real and scientifically backed thing. Willpower can be defined as the ability to delay gratification, resisting short-term temptations in order to meet long-term goals, and the capacity to override an unwanted thought, feeling, or impulse. When we wake up, our willpower is full, but for every decision that we make, it starts to go down. Since we live in a technological age in which life is super complicated, and because we have not one but many roles, we make hundreds and hundreds of decisions every day. One study showed that we make over 200 choices just about food alone in a given day. Should I eat this? When should I eat? What should I eat? Did I eat too much? Did I eat enough? This type of decision overload creates what's called decision fatigue, in which we feel literally incapable of making a healthy decision with food. This is why many people tend to eat okay during the day, but then overeat or binge eat in the evening. By the time they open their fridge and have had a chance to think about what to eat, they're tapped out, and they'll usually opt for something that is just quick and easy, which may also be unhealthy. The second reason why being overweight is not all your fault is because food is everywhere all the time. We all know the feeling of passing the break room and seeing a box of donuts on a table that are up for grabs, or being handed complimentary chips and soda just because. Food is advertised everywhere, and it can be bought at any time during the day. We can literally just click a few buttons and have food delivered to our door. It used to be that tribes and families would eat at more regular or structured times of the day. If you wanted to eat while you were out in the field farming, you couldn't. You had to wait. And since food is available and advertised everywhere all the time, this increases the amount of decisions that you have to make about eating. Maybe you tell yourself no 199 times in a day, but by the 200th time, your willpower is tapped out and you just want to binge eat. This can make it super hard to stick to a diet and to lose weight. The third reason why being overweight is not all your fault is because science has changed the types of foods that we eat. It used to be that if we ate a couple of apples, we would feel full. The fiber of the apples, the water content, and the overall volume of bites would be enough to fill you up and to make your belly feel full. Now, science has created many foods that are smaller, lower in volume water content, but have twice the amount of calories in them. This is why you can crush 3 donuts no problem, but when it comes to eating 3 apples, you're more likely to feel full, even though 1 donut has about the same amount of calories as 3 apples. So now we have access to food that has more calories, but makes us feel less full at the same time. Also, that means that we have way more foods to choose from, which makes it even harder to choose between healthy or unhealthy options. No wonder many people are confused and frustrated when it comes to food. The fourth and final reason why being overweight is not all your fault is because the effect of sugar and flour on our brains. 80% of foods that can be bought at the grocery store contain some type of added sugar or flour. When our bodies have sugar and flour, it spikes dopamine in our brain, which creates a feeling of pleasure. Now, this feeling has been shown to be super addicting. In one study, a group of rats was given cocaine until they became addicted. Afterwards, they were given a choice between either having more cocaine, which they were already addicted to, or a sugar water solution, so sugar. The results? 94% of the rats chose the sugar water over cocaine that they were already addicted to. Listen, y'all, sugar is an addictive substance. Now, not all sugar is bad. Sugar from whole fruits is great, and it's an awesome pick-me-up throughout the day for quick energy. But when sugar is added to food, it is not doing ourselves any favors. To understand this more, we need to talk about leptin. Now, leptin is a hormone that is released by our bodies as we begin to create and store fat. This hormone prompts a few things, but most importantly, it helps us to feel full and satisfied, and also prompts us to get up and get moving. Our bodies naturally produce leptin. However, there is one thing that blocks leptin from being processed in our bodies. You guessed it, sugar. Sugar makes our bodies resistant to processing leptin. Therefore, when we have sugar as a consistent part of our diet, we don't feel full, and we also don't want to get up and move. Basically, we feel hungry and sluggish all the time. Now, flour has a similar effect on the brain. When we have foods that are made of flour, our bodies respond in almost the same way as it does with sugar. Here's why. Normally, if you were to have some almonds, like a handful of almonds, it would take your body a couple of hours to break down and to digest the almonds. This means that the food that you would be intaking would gradually be turned into glucose to be used as energy. However, when we have flour, because flour is already super broken down in its powdered form, the glucose is taken into the body much faster, spiking our insulin and causing a similar effect as when we have normal table sugar. So if you had a biscuit or something made with almond flour, it would be processed as sugar rather than the handful of almonds that would be processed slowly over time. Again, since 80% of the foods at the grocery store are filled with sugar and flour, it's no wonder why we feel tired and hungry all the time. This, coupled with having to make tons of decisions each day that will drain our power and cause decision fatigue, with having food available everywhere all the time, and having new foods that are way more calorie dense even though they're smaller in volume, contributes to the giant problem of gaining and holding on to weight. However, there is a solution. By following a meal plan that can make your decisions around food automatic, and most importantly, by having a trusted friend or accountability coach, you can break through. You need a meal plan that tells you what to eat, when to eat it, and how much to eat, so that you don't have to waste so much decision making on food. And you can start channeling that energy to other more important things. To learn more about what a meal plan like this would look like, click the link in the description box to learn more about our meal plan so that we can help you to start losing weight and keeping it off for good. If you want to kickstart this process even faster, go ahead and click the link in the description box to sign up for our free 21-day transformation program. Here you're going to schedule a call with an expert coach who's going to walk you through your weight loss journey and be with you every step of the way. This is Clint Malley reminding you that you are stronger than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can.